Right.
Hey everyone, I'm so glad that you are joining us. I'm going to sit here for a little bit, introduce myself while everybody's logging on. I'm Rachel Williams with Aloxxi. This is my daughter, Megan. This is my daughter, Megan. She is my model today. We're going to be going over Aloxxi has some really awesome new fun toners right now. So I'm going to go over how to utilize these toners and do some creative toning. And especially some really fun icy looks for this Christmas holiday that's coming up. All right, so we're gonna jump on in, and I'm gonna let you know. So I pre-did her, highlighted her hair. I did a lot of slices and weaves back to back with a Aloxxi blue liner and a dash of ultra liner. And so this is raw. I did no toner. And now we are going to tone. So I did a little fun placement for toning. You can even do, so I'm gonna utilize block coloring in our toning. And even though this is highlighted and weaved and sliced, it's not all over. I wanted to show you a fun way to be creative even when you highlight the hair. So what I did is I sectioned off a halo section already. And you can see, bend downward, Megan. Right here, I followed around her hairline.
Talk to the camera, not the TV.
And see, I did a part all the way. So I'm just going to basically leaving the crown out. And can you move the camera back so we can get the shot of the back? And down a little bit so you can see the parting in the back. All right, I'm going to move her back to the front. And by the way, while y'all are watching, you have any questions, we are doing a giveaway. So that's super fun. So the more comments and the more questions, the more chance you have to win. We're going to be giving away our new toners, developer, and some of my favorite products for you. So that will be a lot of fun. So just invite your friends to get on here and have a chance to win a giveaway. All right, so I already started with the front section that I took out of her hair, and right now for the front section, I'm using our new tone from Aloxxi, or it is 10P and 10G. And why did I put a G with a P? And a lot of people don't realize that you can have a beautiful platinum but make it reflective when you add a little bit of gold in there. So that's what we want to do for that front piece, because I want that bright and reflective around her face and really clean. So saturated, saturated, saturated. Just make sure if there's any questions, so let me know. All right, so I wanted to go ahead and finish that right there. And I'm going to move up to this top section. Actually, I'm going to show you a fun trick first. So a little fun trick when you're doing block coloring.
What ratio did you use with the P and G formula?
Oh, what? Good question. I did equal parts. So I did 10 grams of 9P and 10 grams, 10P and 10 grams of 10G. And you're going to use, so that makes 20 grams, and then you're going to use 40 grams of 7 volume. It's a 1-to-2 ratio when you're using 7 volume, the developer with it. So a really cool trick that I like with block coloring, especially if you're doing really contrasting colors, you want to protect this section of their hair. So I put my foil there. And this is my daughter, by the way. She's our model today. And I like to add a little bit of color on the foil. And that way, it sticks. See her pretty face. There we go. So I like to, especially using contrasting colors, I do like to use the foil to protect that section from getting mixed together. All right, now we can start on the top. All right, so I'm gonna give her a slight, thank you, she was my pretty daughter, I saw that comment. I'm pretty proud of her. So I'm gonna start in the top section right here. I'm gonna start with the roots. I'm gonna give her a slight shadow root, not really a heavy one, just a little bit of depth at her roots. I'm not trying to go super dark. So I used our new tones, 9V and 9AA. So I'm gonna create a really pretty smoky color at her roots. And I did equal parts, 10 grams of 9AA and 10 grams of 9V. I'm gonna apply right here. And I'm not going too deep down. I'm gonna do a little trick. I'm gonna show you a little trick once we have everything applied, that I will go back with this color and pop out some depth. So we just apply. I like to use a brush as feather ends too when I'm applying a root color.
How many new tones are there?
How many new tones? Okay, we have, let me count for you. 1, 2, we have, so our new tones are 10G, 10N, 9AA, 10AA, 10P, and 9V and 9AA. So there are 1, 2, 3, 7 new tones in all. All right. You already see it starting to process. It's kind of like my favorite part is watching it process.
Are these semi-colors or permanent?
These are semi. So I use the 7 ball, and I use a 1-to-2 ratio, which makes it a semi. If I wanted a more permanent, I would do a 1-to-1 ratio. Go. And the lightener I used was a Aloxxi blue lightener. I used 30 grams of blue lightener, and then I added 10 grams of the ultra lightener just to give it a little bit of kick. Megan doesn't like to lift real easy, so I just added a little bit of a super coarse lightener to lift with my blue lightener. And I used a 20 and 30 volume, equal parts.
Can I tone with 7AA on level 9 hair shades? How much do I dilute new hairdress?
What'd you say?
Can I tone with 7AA on level 9 hair shades? How much do I dilute?
7NA.
7AA. I think that's a typo though.
So what is the question? 7NA?
7NA on level 9 hair shades.
Oh, so you want to know if you can dilute that? I don't understand the question here.
Well,
Can you?
What it says there. I'm just reading it.
So I'm sorry, I'm not understanding the question. Are you asking if you can use 7AA on level 9 hair?
NA.
Or level 7NA on level 9 hair?
Yes.
Said yes, please.
Yes, you can definitely do that. You're gonna definitely bring that level 9 down to a 7. But it'll create a really nice little smoky root. You definitely can do that. Okay, I'm gonna turn her over to this side. Can we turn the camera where we can follow and see what we're doing and move it down slightly?
Let's see what's in it.
That's good. And that way y'all can kind of see what's going on right here. You can see it starting to process. Go. I do also like to prep her hair with color prime. So I did spray her hair down with our color prime. And this also is a great product to use when you're doing an all over, like a global lightening. It also soothes and protects the scalp as well. Not even a global lightening. If you have a client that has super sensitive scalp, even your gray root touches, that really, really does help them. Because there are people that just have that super sensitive scalp. And in the winter, I found a lot of my clients get more sensitive due to the dry climate, the artificial heat, the humidity is less, and so their scalp gets drier and more sensitive.
You got a couple people said they just tuned in. Can you go over what you're doing again?
Yes. Okay. So for those who just tuned in, this is my daughter Megan. She is my model, and what we're doing is creative toning and placement for all over platinum feel. So I first did the first section I took out around her face is like a halo banding section. It's kind of color blocking with toning all over platinum. I used 10 P and 10 G equal parts around her in her first section. And right now we're moving on to the top, and I'm just slightly giving her roots some depth, and I'm using 9B and 9AA equal parts. So it's going to be 10 grams of 9B, 10 grams of 9AA, and double 7 volume.
Oh, you're applying it to wet hair?
Yes, I am. I am applying. Her hair is damp. You can do it on dry hair as well. I did do I have a mannequin to show you. I prepped last night to show you some different formulations and why they work that way. And I did on the mannequin's hair, I did do it on her hair was dry. So you can definitely do it on both. Yeah, let's move it over here. Get this side done. Now let them see what's going on so they can see the processing so far and how it's looking. I did, those of you who just tuned in, you have a chance to win a giveaway. So with each question, your chance goes up and up. You can invite your friends as well and get on here and shoot for that giveaway. And our giveaway is our new toners from Tones, Aloxxi, and some of my favorite products.
Why mix it warm and cool for the front?
What's that?
Why mix it warm?
Okay, good question. So I do like to put a G sometimes with a cool tone because the G gives it reflection. It's like, and I do have a mannequin that I can't wait to show y'all the difference in why it does it. You can still get platinum when you add G. It just adds that, you're adding reflection in it, which makes it bright. So it's a different tone of platinum. I really do like to add Gs, and so I wanted to show you like why and what the color, what tone it makes. And also since it's around her face, I wanted a really clean, bright blonde around her face with reflection.
Is the primer to protect the hair from further damage?
The primer is to help. So the primer brings the pH to its natural pH. So the color, and if you're applying color, toner, lightener, it helps the processing it more even and it take better. It also protects the scalp from irritations due to color or lightener. So it's really great for that scalp and your sensitive clients. But even if my clients aren't sensitive, I do it on everyone's scalp if I'm gonna apply color or lightener on their scalp. All right, so I'm moving down. I just finished the roots, just did the roots only, because I want to add a little smoky depth this way. And that was, again, with 9B and 9AA equal parts. And I'm going to move on to the mid and ends.
What primer are you using?
I used Aloxxi's Color Prime. Looks like this. Nobody can see that right there. And that's what it looks like. I always prep the hair. We also have a product called Color Lock. And it is a cleanser, conditioner in one. And so when you're rinsing your client's lightener or color, when you use these together, it helps keep the color in tone 56% more. So they're really nice to use together. All right, so my last formulation that I'm gonna do for her mids and ends on her top crown section is going to be, I did 10 AA and 10 P. Equal parts, again.
What is the AA?
So it's a double ash. So our AA series is a double ash. So that 10 AA is a really, really pretty slight smoke.
A couple of people have asked how long do the toners last?
So the toners,
and how long do they last?
so processing for the toners, I always like to leave mine on at least 20 minutes. You can go up to 30 if you would like. And the toners, as far as, that's how they last on the clients. I feel they last for a pretty well length of time. But we have those clients that I feel like just their hair type and everyone's different. They tend to kind of lose their toner faster, but these tend to last, I would say, a good like a couple months, like even. But if you're super platinum, it's always important, I think, to every once in a while use a violet shampoo to maintain that like super icy feel. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let's move the camera so they can see what I'm doing. Over. So go this way to get this. Yeah. And down a little bit. All right, perfect. It's right there. Yes, because I want y'all to see how it's processing and what it's looking as like at while we're processing. So you can see the nice smoke that the roots are getting right now. Now I'm going to apply the last formulation.
Dana loves your work.
Thank you. And saturation is super important. If you're not wanting to drag your root, start applying at your mid and ends first and then work your way up to where the root is, where your darker formulation is, and go up.
Robert said the average durability of tones is approximately 24 to 30 shampoos.
There we go. That's fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And I'll give you a little sneak peek of that front section as I move up so you can kind of see what it looks like. And again, those are that are just joining us. We're doing a giveaway with every comment and our question. So you get more of a chance to win the giveaway, which is going to be all the Aloxxi new tones, developer, and some of my favorite products, which would include the Color Prime and the Color Lock as well. To keep those tones nice and locked in. Let's sneak peek and see how this is processing up here, because y'all didn't really get to see. So that's really looking beautiful. That is the 10P and the 10G together, and it's just really nice and bright. You can see that it's still really platinum with some reflection in it. Does Aloxxi have great coverage line or color line? Or just yes, Aloxxi does have a great, it has a full color line. We have a whole color line and a great coverage line with beautiful, beautiful colors. We actually have an express great coverage color line called Andiamo, which is amazing, amazing. And so it's a great coverage in 20 minutes, which is really nice. Any questions, Eric?
You said you'd be lighting?
Yes, so I did come yesterday, prepped her hair. I did a lot of slices and weaves to do a platinum blend. I went a little heavier around the face with some slicing, and I used 30 grams of blue lightener, Aloxxi, and I used 10 grams of ultra lightener to give it a little bit of kick, because Megan's hair is kind of stubborn when it comes to lifting.
A couple people asked what the formula was again, too.
The formula of what?
What's the formula?
Okay, so the formula that I'm applying right now, that I'm doing right now, is equal parts 10P as in Paul and 10 AA. And I'll go over, so the first section around her face, I used 10P and 10G equal parts, because I wanted to create that bright platinum with reflection around the face. And then her root, the little bit of smoke root that I wanted to create, I used 9AA and 9B. So I did lift her to a 10. It is a blended with her natural, so I wanted to add a little depth in there, so when it does grow out, she'll have that nice softness, and it'll be a really nice, soft blend look. What is it? They want to see what?
I want to see what you're doing.
Okay.
You got the backside.
You can talk to me, so just have to pull that back and down slightly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Down. There we go. I'm saturating.
Where do you think they can find Aloxxi?
What's that?
Where can they find Aloxxi?
You can find Aloxxi depending on your area with a local distributor. If you don't know who that would be, you can always go to Aloxxi's Instagram or Aloxxi.com, and they will help you find the your local distributor near you. It just depends on the area that you're in. For example, in my area, I get Aloxxi through SSG.
Are the ash colors blue based?
So we did the ash colors, the ones that I used. I'm using a violet and blue base because I did a V and an A together. So yes, I mean, they're both, depending on which one you're using.
They said bless you.
They heard you sneeze. And
I tried so hard.
then try to hide it, and they can hear you.
They're asking again if the hair is wet, and they're asking the formula again. And,
Okay.
Are you gonna post after pics?
Of course I'm gonna post after pics. I did take before pics as well. So again, we're gonna go with the formula. The first section I did was 10P as in Paul. It's one of our new Aloxxi toners and tones. And then I used 10P with 10G, equal parts, with 7 volume. So it's equal parts 10P and 10G, and double, so you're gonna double the 7 volume in your ratio. So it's a 1-to-2 ratio when you're mixing the volume with liner, your tones. All right, so have it all applied here. Eric, can you move a little closer? Because I'm gonna let them see, I'm gonna take these off so you can kind of see what's going on in the front and all the different yummy colors that it's creating. Put down there. So I didn't do any shadow, I didn't want to do any smoke in the front, I want to keep that nice and bright. And then we did the 9V and 9AA again. So the front section, 10P, 10G, equal parts. The root, 9AA, 9V, equal parts. And then mids to ends on the top section, we did 10AA and 10P. So this is 3 different formulas for a whole, had to give her that nice dimensional platinum look when we get done. So we have finished her. I want to bring out before we get off this class, and if there's any questions, do you rinse with cold water? This isn't like a direct dye. It's not necessary to rinse with cold water. I just use like not super hot, but like room temperature, medium temperature in the hair. It is nice. It will help maintain and keep in longer the cooler the water. Definitely stay away from super hot water.
Somebody wants to know how much you charge for the process.
How do you charge?
How do I charge for the process? So personally, as in the salon, I charge hourly. So that's going to be based on what you feel comfortable doing. And it's still like this still is a color. So even though we're toning, I still did an all over color. So if that helps you figure out how much you would charge, what is your all over colors? Because this is exactly what this is. If people feel like we use our toners when we say glaze and toners, we still are using color. We're just using it in a technique to create what we want. So it's not like it's separate, right? Like, so if I'm doing an all over toner, it's really an all over color. So if that helps, I would suggest to charge the same as you would a color, because this is what you're doing. All right, so I want to come over here. I'm going to bring out my mannequin I prepped for y'all last night to show you what different formulas do. Nope, you don't have to move. I'm going to just move the camera over here on her. Moving the camera down. I guess I can move her up too. I'm going to move her up. So I prepped her last night for y'all to show you the difference of formulations and what they look like together and why. So on one side you can see we have super smoky, and then on this side, and then we have nice and bright platinum and reflective. So over on this side, I did 30 grams of 9V and 10 grams of 10G on her roots, right here. On this side, what? Oh yeah.
You can't see your face.
Yeah, you can't see my face anyway. On this side, I did 15 grams of 9V and 5 grams of 10AA. So these are just a slight difference. You see by I put a G in this formula, you see more reflection and a little bit more softness and brightness. And that's what the G does. I kind of wanted you to see an after effect because we just did it on my daughter Megan. I wanted you to see kind of what I'm meaning when it shows reflection and brightness. And so again, on this cooler side right here, her mids to ends, I used, hold on, I'm pulling it all up. So I used 10V, 20 grams, and 10 grams of, wait, that's the right side.
There's always going to be one.
What is it?
Riley's just not wearing a mask.
So 10 AA and 10 P on this side right here, equal parts. My client's not wearing a mask. Just to answer that question, this is my daughter, and so that's why she's not wearing a mask. We have been together this whole time, so she is family, and I am in my home, so we thought it'd be okay if she didn't wear her mask. That's why. All right, so on this reflective side right here, I used equal parts 10B as in Victor and 10G. So that shows you what a G versus, so adding a little reflection in G in your formula versus not doing it, and it shows you get that more ice when you don't, and more bright and reflection when you do. And I just kind of wanted to show you up close. Will you point this camera down so we can kind of get a better up close, side by side? It's good. I think it's kind of blurry. What should I do it? Okay. Can y'all see that really good? To show you, you can see the difference.
There you go.
So one side has a G added, and this is an ash. All right, can we back the camera back up? Did you prep the mannequin? Yes, I prepped the mannequin last night. So I did her hair last night, and I did my daughter's hair for you. Move the camera back towards me.
Somebody said the left side looks gray blue.
Yeah, it looks very blue. It does smoky, so that double A brings that blue in there, and with the P, has that blue and ash in there. So it creates that smoky color. So your silver grays, that's what it'll create. You're welcome. Let's see.
They just do like a formula.
Yes, I love putting a G with a V. It's so pretty. And a lot of, when your clients, they want that cool tone platinum, there's many shades of platinum. There's not just one shade of platinum. And so I have a lot of clients that want that bright, healthy, cool tone platinum. And when they say they want that, when they're showing me these pictures, I add a G in my formula. And that's what gives them that bright, reflective platinum. It's super pretty, super soft, and super just healthy looking with the reflection. All right, so thank y'all. I just want to thank y'all so much for joining. So Megan, let's see your processing so far. We're creating this nice multi-dimensional platinum, all over platinum blend with 3 formulas. And I took some before pictures, and I will be posting some after. So please tune into my stories of Rachel W. Stylist and Aloxxi Hair, and we'll be posting those shortly. Thank you for spending some time with me on your day. I really appreciate it. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you soon. Thank you.